What's up, collective? Welcome to the video. Today is an LTA, and we are going to talk about
Sonic!
Let's get started. Sega has had an impressive year, and honestly, I'm very happy for them. They have had a lot of successful games, kind of back to back, honestly. Whether the people like the games or not is a completely different story, and of course, the actual community can never decide whether or not the game is good or when it becomes bad, etc., etc. But regardless, their numbers have been doing very well. You know, you have Sonic Frontiers that recently came out, which I have played on the channel. Never finished it. I didn't really get too far yet, but I have been meaning to get back into it. But it's a new PC rig that I'm working with, which is primarily the reason why I've been gone from the channel for so long. But now I can start pushing content out again. But they've been having a lot of success with Sonic Frontiers, and honestly, from what I've played, it's a pretty good game. It does change the formula up a little bit, which I very much so appreciate with the change in formula. I loved it when they did it with Breath of the Wild, the Zelda series. It's a completely different take than what I'm used to in regards to Sonic and the Sonic games, so I really hope that they take it and build on it, because I do have some frustrations with Sonic Frontiers. One that I've noticed as I've been playing it is the overworld seems a little empty to me. I don't know what it is, but I mean, I imagine that having fleshed out overworlds like that would be a little difficult to really load like that. When you think, when you really think about his speed coming into play, and I know that they recently had DLC, so I'm very curious to see how those characters play when I get to it. I do plan on playing some more on the channel and kind of running through the story, primarily because I don't want to have it sit for so long. I'm sure people don't really care about watching someone play through the game at this point anymore, which is fine, but I still want to have it up on my channel. But regardless, I've seen a lot regarding Sonic Frontiers, and it's primarily positive, so I really hope that they take this formula of gameplay and really expand on it, because I really liked the skill tree. I really liked I really liked the freedom, you know, to run around and do things. I just really wish there was a little bit more going on in the actual world, rather than just being able to run in this huge space. But I do want to continue playing, maybe going through the stages and going through the game a little bit more. I'll change my opinion, but right now they've had a lot of success, and I'm very happy for them. Another thing that was recently announced, no, not announced, but that came out, that I'm honestly not hearing a lot of people talk about, is Sonic Superstars. I saw people talking about it on my feed for like the first week, but I don't think I've ever heard of a Sonic game falling off that fast before, like off my radar. And honestly, like, it sold a lot, but I've been hearing very mixed to negative things about it. I haven't touched that game, mind you, okay? I haven't touched that game, but Amy being in the game and the game being 4 players, in a classic Sonic styled game, was very appealing to me. And I saw a little bit of gameplay, but not enough where, you know, I feel like I might have gotten the whole package, for example. But it is something I definitely want to play now that I have 2 daughters, and they love Sonic. They love playing, you know, games in general, so it's definitely something I can see them all enjoying. But again, like I said, after that first week, I don't know what happened. but that game fell off so hard to me. Just like as far as like seeing what people are saying about the game, and then like now, especially, like I'm not seeing like good things. Apparently, like the level design is bad. I believe I saw complaints about the bosses. I haven't heard too much about the music at all, which is like one of Sonic's like main high notes, you know? So like it's very interesting to me that that game had such a hard fall off, but I do want to experience that myself at some point. But regardless, it was still, you know, it sold enough to be considered a success. So that's another thing that's like pretty good on them. My thing with Superstars, off the bat, like I don't really care about Classic Sonic, bro. I really don't care about Classic Sonic. I don't care. It was cool the first time they did it with Sonic Generations, you know, to me. But like now I'm seeing him pop up everywhere. He was in Sonic Forces for some reason. That character did not have to be in there at all. He played no part basically to me. But like they put him in Forces. And then they just keep making games, more and more games with Classic Sonic, and I just don't understand. Like, can't they make those get like I guess they're trying to separate the two gameplay styles and associate the gameplay styles with the characters, which I understand, but like I don't know, because now when you think about Classic Sonic, now they have to come up with a whole plot line for the game, you know. And while I appreciate that certain characters that haven't been heard of, or rather haven't seen the limelight, like Fang, they had in Superstars from the cutscenes I recall, and I believe, I don't remember what that character is, but she had the helmet on. Again, I haven't played the game yet, and I haven't looked too much into it, so I don't know. But I think that might be an original character from that game, because I've never seen that. Maybe she popped into the comics somewhere at some point. I'm not sure, but regardless, I like seeing new characters get added and actually used for some Sonic things. Now, there's something you guys gotta know about me, is that I freaking hate prequels, bro. I hate prequels. I hate prequels so much. Like, I want to watch the prequels first, you know? I want the prequel related stuff to happen first. I want to experience them in order, you know? I really don't like prequels, or anything that alludes to prequels, you know? Unless, I don't mind a prequel if, like, the main focus in said prequel is something like that hasn't been told yet, or doesn't focus on something that's already established, you know? So like when I'm playing through like these classic games, like plot wise, like you know, it kind of works with Sonic games. I won't lie, it kind of works with Sonic, because like I said, they're associating the gameplay with, you know, different iterations of the character, which is fine. And you know, the games that they've been using, the classic Sonic, you know, there's not really a continuity there. Like, I do appreciate what IDW and what Sega in general is trying to do with Sonic, and have everything be a little bit more consistent. Otherwise, you're rocking with another Mario, you know? None of the games take place in any particular order, and the story beat can get kind of samey sometimes, but whatever. But with Sonic, it's a little different. And I don't know. I feel like they can make the same style and just have it modernized. You know what I mean? Like, if that's really what they want to do. But, you know, I get wanting to separate the styles with the different iterations of Sonic, but like, I just don't care. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't care. Regardless, But speaking of classic Sonic, they recently announced Sonic X Shadow. Very interesting name. Very, very interesting name. Now, with that out of the way, my thoughts on that. I'm a little annoyed. I'm not gonna lie. When Sonic Generations came out, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was a really, really good game. You know, despite the fact that like the first half was like nostalgia, and then the latter half kind of just like puts me through the whole downfall of Sonic for me personally. For me, all right? For me personally, you know, it kind of signified when it started to fall off a bit for me. And it's just a reminder of that. And not only that, that game introduced a lot of the, or rather I should say reintroduced a lot of the voice changes and trying to get used to that. But like the cinematics in that game was awesome. Like I remember fighting Metal Sonic with Classic Sonic. That was cool as hell. Redoing like certain bosses, like fighting Chaos. Was it the Bowser? No, but like the fighting Shadow in Silver. I didn't like Silver's part, but yeah, you know, going through that game for the first time, pretty good. Again, I'm pretty sure that game came out after Lost World, and like that game was still riding the more humor based style of like the plot with like Eggman and, you know, certain story beat. It was more comical than it used to be, and it's not a problem, you know, obviously, and I've talked about this before, but it's heading in a Sonic in general is heading in a direction that may or may not appeal to me anymore, you know, and that's okay. You know, sometimes you know, people will eat it up because it's a franchise you love, but I don't know. I think my love for the franchise kind of started to diminish when I think it was after Sonic 06, they started using Shadow a lot less. The plots were no longer intertwined or even relatively connected to like the Adventure series, or, you know, like I'm pretty sure the connection with the Adventure series stops at Sonic 06. From there, they stopped like referencing any of those connecting games altogether. So, you know, besides having like, you know, reoccurring characters, obviously, none of them would reference any of that. So you couldn't really place any of those games on a timeline after, you know what I mean? So once, you know, I was no longer invested in the story, as ridiculous as like a lot of the plots are, you know, I think that's when I started to like lose interest, and I didn't really like the direction that they were going as far as like gameplay, and like they started introducing like the little boost mechanics in Sonic Unleashed, you know, like those kind of levels. The game started to feel a lot like those. It was like Sonic and the Secret Rings, you know. I didn't like that. Like, so why am I gonna get like why do you think I'm a more polished yes, it's more polished, but it's still like on a straight, you know, for the most part, path. And sometimes, ooh, watch out, they'll flip it so that you're playing it like it's a classic game. Like, I don't care. I don't want to feel like I'm trapped like on a straight like grid, you know what I mean? And once you're going, it feels like you can only really go forward ultimately, you know, like Sonic Adventure 2 was like using speed stages as an example. Like, yes, there are certain paths that are like pretty straightforward, you know, you're not gonna really go any other way, but you have the freedom to just stop whenever and go wherever, you know what I mean? Besides like loops, Like, obviously, it'll like glue you to it so that that path works. You know what I'm trying to say? But there's just something about the way that the gameplay started to shift. It just wasn't appealing to me. Now, Sonic Frontiers is a recent game that I really liked because of the change in that direction. So if they keep doing stuff like that, I think I'll be okay. They want to do a couple games that's kind of like the same, you know, boost formula or classic. You know, I'm up for it. You know, but I'm most likely going to gravitate more towards the ones that want to experiment a little bit more, you know, like Sonic Frontiers. Now, that said, going back on the topic of Sonic X Shadow Generations, number one, I don't think that game needed a port, bro. Really didn't. Like, a remastered port. I don't think it needed that. You know, Sonic Generations is still very much so available, especially on Steam, which is available to anybody with a computer. And like, I'm pretty sure if I really wanted to, I could probably find it on PlayStation. You know, I have a PS5. I'm pretty sure if I boot it up, I'm pretty sure PlayStation 4 had the game. I could just download it. I could be wrong. I've never looked, but I'm pretty sure. I don't like when they even like I'm a huge fan of Zelda, and when they remade Wind Waker, I was like, really? Of all the games to remake, you know, they ended up remaking Wind Waker, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, you know, so I'm not, you know, those were really good ports. Those were really good, like, remastered ports. Graphics was on point. Like, there was a lot of quality of life changes. The extra screen made a lot of things super easy, and like the jump in graphics, like, to me, for a remaster to like really like be warranted, to me, like, it has to be a dramatic change in controls, or the graphics gotta be like, from the previous to the new one, like the graphics gotta like wow me, like, whoa, that's freaking awesome. Like, I don't see that same jump with Sonic Generations and Sonic X Shadow Generations, you know? Like, the graphics is gonna kind of seem samey to me, I feel like. Maybe the cutscenes will look a bit better, and obviously the new technology is gonna make things pop out more. I'm not gonna deny that, but I don't think that the graphics are gonna jump that much where, like, I think it's warranted for that, like, that you know, port. And I feel like a decent amount of people have, like, a really decent amount of people have played that game. You know, like, it wasn't like it was inaccessible. Like, I can see something on, like, the Wii U being ported over simply because of how, like, low the sales were. You know what I mean? Now you're broadening the audience. Like, Splatoon 1 was a massive success, but when you think about how many Wii U's were sold and, like, how many copies Splatoon 1 really made in hindsight, like, Splatoon 2 and 3 crushed the sales of Splatoon 1. It wasn't even a question, yet it was still a success. Very impressive. But I digress. I need a lot of changes or additions to it to justify the port. Now, with that being said, they are adding things to Sonic Generations. Now, here's my problem, okay? This is centered around Shadow the Hedgehog. I freaking love Shadow the Hedgehog, okay? You guys know this. Officially, I can easily mimic the voice. I pretty much am Shadow the Hedgehog. I don't want them to screw this up in any fashion, okay? This is basically the year of Shadow. It's kind of crazy, actually, now that I say that out loud, right? It's kind of crazy how the usage of Shadow the Hedgehog has been diminishing, like after 06, right? And now, like, I am seeing Shadow everywhere. I'm seeing art for Shadow. Like the way that the Sega is using the character is actually pretty freaking awesome. I don't even have Sonic Prime as one of my talking points on this, but I have to mention it because I completely forgot about Sonic Prime. Sonic Prime, I only watched like 2 episodes. I'm not even gonna lie to you, so I can't say if it was good or if it was bad. I've only seen a lot of clips after like the first 2 episodes. Will I go back and watch it? Probably at some point. I don't know. But I've seen a lot of people on my timeline talking about it, especially when it ended, which I got to appreciate that it actually ended before it got canceled. Thank you. Because too many times where shows I get interested in get canceled before it even has a chance. But like I said, the way that they used Shadow in that game, and shout out to the voice actor for Shadow in that animated show as well. Honestly, I didn't mind any of the voices in the show. I've seen, like I said, I've only seen 2 episodes, but I've seen a lot of clips throughout the entire show, and I did like what I've been hearing, you know. Shadow's voice actor, mwah, love it. I could get used to that one. Keep him around, because the one right before that, like Sonic Boom, Sonic Generations, just keep him. Just keep the one that we have now. I'll appreciate that, or I'll do his voice for free. But you know, I think it's fine to move on from the past. So that being said, I really do not want this Sonic X Shadow situation to be what Episode Shadow was to Forces, bro. That is my biggest fear right now. They've shown off a lot of cool visuals with Sonic X Shadow. They showed off Black Doom. They showed off the Bio-Lizard, which that by itself warrants its own video, okay? Because I don't think when people like ask me what the greatest Sonic game is, like, there can be no other answer, bro. There can really be no other answer for me personally, because to this day, I see this particular game get used or referenced in one way or another to this day, more than any other Sonic game. Like, this particular game is used the most, whether it's referenced to in any fashion, like soundtrack bops, slaps the most. All right, listen, that's a bit more subjective, but like come on, bro. Like, I just see this game everywhere constantly, especially when you involve any of the characters that originates from this particular game. And I'm gonna talk about that particular game in a later video, because there's a lot to say about the influence of that game and of this series in general. Later video. But that being said, I really don't want them to mess up this Shadow the Hedgehog portion of the game, okay? Because most likely it's probably going to be around $60-$70, okay? For a port, $40 at most. You know what I mean? But this is going to be a full price game. It's Sega. You know, it's going to be on all consoles. It's going to be brand new. So I just don't want it to be a situation where a project, you know, like the Shadow episode for Forces, you had like 4 levels. And like, I've never even bothered to really play it like that. And it's pretty much a prequel to the actual story. And you guys know how I freaking feel about prequels. I just went on a rant before. I hate prequels. I don't care about prequels. Like yeah, it focuses on Shadow, and that's cool. But like as much as I can recall from his episode, it didn't really add anything to the main plot that you play beforehand. You know what I mean? That's my problem here. Like maybe his motivate, like maybe the bad guy Infinite's motivation or something, I guess. But he doesn't, like in the main story, he doesn't even reference that, you know, that which could have been his main like motivator to becoming this, you know, like, so it doesn't, like, to me it's irrelevant. It's not like you unlock anything significant. It's not like you can play all the Sonic levels with Shadow now. Let me know if I'm wrong. But to my recollection, it's not like you unlocked the ability to play with Shadow in the already completed Sonic levels. So to me, it was just pointless, and it was only like 4 levels. That was DLC. I don't remember if people had to pay for that. I'm just really hoping that there's going to be more to Sonic X Shadow Generations than the base game and like 3-4 levels for Shadow. That will really deflate me, bro. That'll really deflate me, because as good as Sonic Generations is, I need more to justify this port, okay? That's just my problem so far with the game. It's not out yet, so I'm hoping that it's going to be way better than what I'm thinking. Now, that being said, the Sonic movie was recently announced. You guys all heard the orchestrated version of Live and Learn. Again, another reference to one of my favorite Sonic games in existence, bro. It's one of my favorites. Still getting referenced out here. And can I say, okay, it just plays into the, like, what I think is like the best Sonic game. Don't you like how, like, they're completely skipping out on the whole Metal Sonic thing and just going straight to Shadow, right? Not even talking about Adventure or anything that happens between Adventure 2 and Sonic CD. Just straight skipping all of that just to go straight to Shadow, bro. Can we talk about that a little bit? Isn't that crazy to you? I thought, like, right? Because this being like the movie trilogy being like his origins kinda, or an alternate origins, bro, honestly, like they could have went the whole route where like Sonic 1, you know, it's Sonic's origin, whatever. Sonic 2, now they're introducing Tails. Surprisingly, we also got Knuckles, which is cool, you know, Sonic 2 and Knuckles. I think it works out being a Sonic 2 and 3, Sonic 3 type of movie. And then I thought, like, because I'm pretty sure like Sonic 2 was announced like rather quickly after the first movie stopped showing in theaters, right? So I thought with everything that was shown for Sonic 2, when they announced that they were gonna be working on a Sonic 3, I thought before they showed anything that they were gonna go the route where they introduce like Metal Sonic and Amy or whatever, and kind of complete the classic Sonic saga of stuff, you know, all in the trilogy. I thought that that's the route that they were gonna take. Am I happy with this change? Abso-freaking-lutely. It's Shadow the Hedgehog. You already know how I feel about him, so I'm hype. I see a lot of memes of people being happy about Maria being shot. Very funny. There's also been talks about who might play Shadow the Hedgehog. And people are thinking, I'm trying to remember his name, but it's the guy who played Anakin Skywalker, and it's gonna bother me. Hayden, how the hell do you say his last name? Christensen. Hayden Christensen. People are thinking that he will be the one to play Shadow, and honestly, not mad at it. Not mad at it. I would be okay with that choice. There's a lot of other people that I could see playing Shadow as well, but that being the first one that I'm hearing about, I wouldn't be too mad. But this really is kind of the year of Shadow, it feels like. Obviously, he's an extremely popular character, and it's looking like his character is growing in popularity, which, to me, amazing. Now, if they can fix the way that they're using him in the comics, that would be fantastic. That's my only flaw with the comics right now. I appreciate what they're doing in referencing a lot of things. Hopefully they get out of Green Hill sometime soon because they love to reference Green Hill. I love seeing Shadow all over the place. It's one of my favorite video game characters of all time. You can see him all over my stuff. He's on my Twitch alerts. He's on my banner. He's pretty much everywhere. And you can hear it in my voice. But even still, you know, like I freaking love this character. He's had a very huge impact on my life in general in the gaming space. So, love to see it. Love to see it. Can't wait to see Sonic Movie 3. Very interested to see where they go in terms of the story. I'm very interested to see. That trailer is going to blow up like crazy, and I'm very excited for it. My last little bit of things that I want to see in the future, bro. Everyone already knows I freaking love the Chao Garden, okay? Everyone loves the Chao Garden. I want to see a Chao Garden game. Make it focused on the Chao Garden, okay? I've seen a fan game of Chao Garden, a little reminiscent to like the Game Boy Sonic games. But you can like dress up the Chao and do all types of Chao Garden games and whatnot. I want to see something like that, okay? Work that into it. You know, let me customize a Chao. Let me get his stats up. I want to see a Chao Garden game. I don't know how they would do it, and I don't care. Let me see a Chao Garden game. Let me see a Chao Garden game. Let me be able to transfer Chaos. Okay, you guys had that technology since the GameCube era. Okay, I want to see it. Since the Dreamcast era, if I can recall, I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see a Chao Garden game, okay? Another game series that I would like to see remade. Well, actually, hold on, let me stop. I want to see another Sonic RPG game, okay? They've had the Sonic Chronicles or whatever. I don't really remember too much about that game, I'm going to be honest. I did play it. I never beat it, but I did play it. And I don't remember how much I liked it. It wasn't like a Mario RPG for sure, but I do remember it being okay at best, right? I want to see another one, okay? I want to see another Sonic RPG game. That would be legit, okay? That would be legit. I don't care what kind of style it is, because there's different styles of RPG gameplay. I want to see something, bro. I want to see Sonic in an RPG setting, bro. I want to see it. I want to see a Sonic fighting game, okay? Like a legit one, not a fan-made one. Fan-made ones are cool. Sonic Battle, bro. Sonic Battle? They had a moneymaker right there, bro. I freaking loved Sonic Battle. I still have that game. Okay? See my little red Game Boy in the background right here? Right there? Lined up? I still have the game. And that game was amazing. They fine-tuned the controls. Add hella characters. You know how many characters they have in the Sonic series? For those who don't read any of the comics, bro, there's a freaking lot of them. Okay, there is a lot of them. I want to start seeing a lot more of those comic characters translate over into the games, bro. There's a character right now that the comics are focusing on that I really do want to see. Don't remember her name. I think her name is Surge. Surge the Tenrec or something like that. Something like that. I don't follow too much of the comics, but I see her all over the place, and I know she's from the comics. I want to see more characters be used besides in the comics, you know, even if they show up as like little side characters or something, you know, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, this was a bit of a ranty kind of video. It's an LTA, and that's what I wanted to talk about. I kind of wanted to just get my mind, you know, formulated around the topic and just kind of spitball things. I do have a few Sonic related videos that I want to talk about or make just to give you guys a couple ideas of things I'm working on. I wanted to talk about the best songs specifically in Sonic Adventure 2. Okay, I wanted to talk about what songs I thought in the game were the best, and this is strictly to a level like to the action stages that you play with each of the characters, not like any of the last story stuff because you play with all the characters. on those levels, and they kind of share songs. I'm just strictly talking about the characters' specific stages. So I kind of wanted to go through a tier list of that, and what the top 3 are might surprise you. So definitely look forward to that. And I'm definitely eager to hear everyone else's opinions as well on that. I did want to go into depth of how much of a behemoth the Sonic Adventure franchise is. You know, how powerful those games are for Sonic and Sega in general. Okay, that's another video I wanted to talk about. I know I had more. Obviously, I gotta still play Sonic Frontiers and beat it. I will upload and play those on, not on stream, but I will upload those to YouTube as well. Because I do want to finish it. And I don't really know too much about the game. I haven't really seen like spoilers like that or anything. So I do want to have it uploaded, even if it's just for myself to view, you know, just to know that I beat it and this was my reaction, and it'll give me something to work on as well. As far as editing goes, my last 2 Sonic Frontier videos, I really liked editing those, so those were fun. But you can definitely check those out on the channel as well. But aside from that, I think that's kind of it for this LTA. For now, if you've made it this far into the video, I appreciate you. Let me know which one of these things you are excited for. You excited for the movie? What do you want to see in the movie besides Maria getting shot? Okay? Any particular changes you guys want to see? I can lay one down for you right now, just to get the ball rolling. In the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, Eggman looked completely different, you know? His character was very zany, but you could take him seriously despite the comedic moments. You know, you could feel that he was a threat to Sonic as a character. I liked that rendition of Eggman a lot. He played Eggman way better than I initially gave him credit for, you know? I didn't think I would like him like that. Honestly, I knew he would be a little zany and kind of crazy, so I thought he was a perfect fit for it. But honestly, I think Eggman kind of carried Sonic 1 as a movie. In Sonic 2, they gave him the bald head and the mustache, right? And he was still the same, but there were times in the movie where I was like, okay, I really like this Eggman. I really like this rendition of Eggman. And his fit was clean, bro. His fit with that jacket, bro. I would rock that every day, bro. That jacket is mwah, chef's kiss. I don't know who designed it, but it's fire, bro. His look is fire. And I know that he's not like chubby, like or round like the other Eggmans. Shout out to Sonic 06 Eggman though, because I liked that design too. I liked that direction of Eggman. They were trying to be a little bit more serious. The setting and the graphics kind of played to that, and I really liked that rendition of Eggman as well. But yeah, Jim Carrey's Eggman, top notch, and I love that they progressively made him look more like Eggman. So in the third one, I'm hoping he comes back kind of big, bro, like chunky. Not comically round, but at the very least, at the very least, a believable round size that a human could possibly get, you know? That could still function and do what Eggman needs to be doing. I'm hoping to also see the... Wait, didn't he have the little egg cart? He did, in the first one, I believe. No, he had a ship. It was his ship. I do want to see the little Eggmobile thing. That'd be kind of cool. He did have it in the second one. I want to see it again. But I want him to be round this time. I like to see a round Eggman. That's my hopes for Eggman in the next movie. They've progressively made him more and more Eggman. I want to see him go full on, because we know this is going to be the final movie. And if they make one after that, I will be extremely surprised. But I want to set it up where I want it to end in a way where it seems like they'll basically be doing this forever, you know? So we can kind of use our imaginations to know that the fight continues constantly. You know, I want the foundations to be laid with this last one. That's my hopes for the movie. Let me know what yours is. Sonic Generations, Let me know what you guys are hoping to see in that as well. And if you don't feel like commenting, leave an emoji or something. You know, that helps me out. Lets me know that that you're enjoying the content. You want to see more. I love these LTAs. I get to rant. But like I said, I will catch you guys on the next one. I appreciate your face and everything it does. Peace.